Good day, crafty chums, and welcome to another sunny day aboard the good ship Koru. I was making a video the other day and the sun was shining on my head and that. Sorry, grey hair. Grey hairs always distract me, just reminding me how old I am. So the sun was shining down and it got quite hot in here. So I've rigged up my curtain that I'm embroidering, and I haven't done any more embroidery on it, but I will. Honestly, I will. It's a work in progress. And shall I show you what I've done so far? If I do this. Oh. See, it's one flower, scribbly birds, scribbly flowers. That's what I've done so far. And so I've rigged up my curtain that goes across to block out there. And so I'm just putting it up here to block the sun from off the top of my head. My hair's thinning a bit, it's my age. So yeah, so that just helps a little bit, keep the sun off me, and also because I've got my inks just by the side of me here as well, keeps the sun off my inks, so hopefully it won't dry them up. And yeah, just by the side of me there. Right, okay, so where was I? Can't remember. Oh yeah, so if I look like I'm, a little bit exotic, because I've got material draped over the top of me. It's not really, it's a very practical and utilitarian thing. It's a curtain, and it's keeping the sun off the top of my head, hopefully. Anyway, enough of that. I've got a piece of cardstock, 5 inches by 4 inches, and I'm going to make a 3, 2, 1 from it. This is for the swap over on International Crafters, and so I'm just going to play with it. Play. Come and see what I do. Come down to the table. Okay, so now that's nearly dry. I'm just going to trim around the edges, and then I'm going to cut it in the 3, 2, 1s. 3 inches, 3 by 3 inches, 2 by 2, and 1 by 1. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is cut 2 by 2s. So I'm just going to come and cut 2 inches off here, and then because it's already a 4-inch cut, just cut it at 2 inches. So that way I've got 2 by 2s, and as you can see, the 2 by 2 inches are going to be, even though they're off the same piece of paper now, they're going to be different, the same but different. And so I'm going to cut 1 inches off here, and I'm going to cut it off the bottom there. It's 4 inches, so 1 inch, which leaves me a 3 by 3. That's a 3 by 3, and I've got 3 by 1 inches there, and I'm just going to cut them into 1 inches. So I've got 3 1 inches. And these are now what I'm going to work with now. This is going to be for the 3-2-1 swap, which is 3 1 inches, 2 2 inches, and 1 3 inch. Clever, huh? So I'm going to work with this stamp here. It's a bit of a script stamp with a rose on the back of it, and it's from a stamp set by Lily of the Valley. It's a vintage background, Sweet Serenade, and it comes in a set of 2, like that. So I'm going to work with this one here, and what I'm just going to do is ink up a strip, this strip along here, and just going to use some black memento ink there, and I'm just going to lay it across the 3 stamps. Like this. So on some I'll get script and, you know, some other things there as well, which is nice. Probably won't be able to see that because it's really small. Just going to let that dry. Got a paper artsy stamp here, and it's a MN59. So I'm just going to ink it up with some dark green, and I'm hoping it will show. I don't know whether it will, but I'm just going to stamp it up, ink it up there, and try. So again, I'm going to lay them this way this time, and then just stamp all 3 there and see what I get. Don't know what I'll get, if anything, but we'll see. It's cool. Got a bit of clock on there, so that's good. Let it dry. So I've got another paper artsy stamp here, which is like little splatters and things. And I've made a mess of this one, but we'll see. And I'm just going to stamp this in some white ink, some white Versum Magic ink. And we'll see what happens here. Don't know whether this will work, because as I say, I've made a mess of this one. It's good. Oh, I like that. We'll let this one dry too. So what I thought I'd do with these inches here, which are now dry, is put a little bit of New Zealand on there. And to do that by adding some PowerShell. And so like that. Just a nice little square one there. So this is a bit of PowerShell. It's quite an interesting shape there. Might be nice. And a little bit of a jade, because you can also get jade in New Zealand as well. So a little bit of jade. Don't have many pieces left. This is nephrite jade that you find in New Zealand. So yeah, a little bit of jade there. And I'm just going to put a little bit of gold leaf on there as well, because where I live in New Zealand is a place called Arrowtown, and it's an old gold mining town. So there you go, 3 little pieces of New Zealand on my inches. Here we go. Oop. This bit doesn't actually come from New Zealand, but these other 2 bits do. So yeah. So just get, if I can get it. Probably need a brush now, but anyway, that's what I intend doing. So I'm just going to stick these down, put a little bit of edging on, and then the inches will be done. So I just have to wait for those to dry. Ooh. And I'm just going to paint some gold around the edges as well, and I'll come back and show you when that's finished. So the 1 inches are finished, and I'll start there with the PowerShell. This is found in New Zealand. In America, I think you call it abalone, so that's a little bit of New Zealand shell there. And a little bit of stone this time, nephrite jade. That's also found in New Zealand. And a bit of gold leaf to represent a gold nugget, which is found in New Zealand too, in the river where I live in Arrowtown, and this one represents the gold nugget from the River Arrow in Arrowtown. So I bet you didn't know that in New Zealand we had jade, gold and fish. Well, it's actually a mollusk, really, power. But anyway, there you go. Hope to see you again soon in part 2, where I shall come back with 2 inches, and then part 3 will be the 3 inches. See you again soon. Bye. Happy crafting. Bye.